intro or not. Because I've been recording so much, y'all, that, I don't know where I started, where I left off. But I know this morning, I don't know what's going on with this boy, but it's Friday, and I hope he gets his exhale once he gets in the classroom. I didn't talk to him the whole way to the school because he had got an attitude in the house. I couldn't say nothing to him, couldn't ask him no questions, couldn't talk to him. He just had an attitude, y'all. Now, when it comes to autism, I know nonverbals are very moody, but clearly verbals are too. Because that's all I get. I never know what I'm going to get, actually. All I get is I never know what I'm going to get. But anywho, we didn't talk to each other on the way to school. That's why I didn't turn the camera on, because he just was not in the mood. But then it would have been hilarious. I would have turned the camera on and he would have been all up in the, hey, you guys, like. But that's how it goes. I always catch the backlash. I always catch the hatred side of things. I always catch the anger side of things. Even though I'm mama, and even though we have a pretty decent relationship as mother and son, even though I'm the one that's here taking care of him and doing all the stuff I need to do to make sure he has what he needs, sacrifices, everything, I'm the one who catches the worst end of the deal, you guys. Is it fun? No. Does it hurt? Hell yeah. Especially when you're an adult and you know what all you put in and what all you've given up. But you're the one who catches it all. But anyway, I'm not gonna cry on here this morning, y'all. It's been an emotional week. Y'all know I suffer from depression, and I've been doing everything I possibly can to keep myself in a positive mindset, but I'm human. It's things that set me off as well. Sorry, guys. Seems like I'm always crying in the car line, huh? Just I have to let that out. Because if I don't and I keep it pent up, then I end up harboring feelings and saying things to him that I shouldn't say, or things that can possibly down the road cause damage. You have to be careful what you speak to kids, because you never know what's going to resonate with them, what's going to stick to them. And then in adulthood, you slowly start finding out that something you said when they were 5 years old hurt them for the rest of their lives, But yeah, I'm gonna get off of that subject because, as y'all know, if you're new, you're gonna learn. But for my old gems, y'all know, you skip the line, bro. Not cool. But as for my old gems, y'all already know I'm an emotional person, and I don't have no problem. Even though I don't be wanting to cry on here, my tears have always flowed freely. But I'm gonna go ahead and change the subject, because in other news of Sheldon, it's not always, and that's why I say it's not always bad, but it's like you have to learn to pros and cons situation. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he woke up in a mood this morning. I caught all the backlash and the anger and the attitude. But yesterday, y'all, my baby came home. He's on a point system for his days. And baby came home, y'all, after having a rough start of the week. Like I told y'all, Tuesday, he slept all day. Wednesday, he got a little angry, punched his backpack, didn't want to do what the teacher wanted him to do. He wanted to do what he wanted to do, just, mouthy and stuff like that. But then on yesterday, which was Thursday, he came home with all threes. Threes being the best you can score. And for every category, there's at least like 3 things you have to circle in each category or subject. And I think it varies. It goes from 3 to like 4 or 5 or something like that. But in each category, he got nothing but straight threes, y'all. Don't tell me the kid can't do it. Don't tell me my baby can't do it. I know he can do it, but it's what he chooses to do. And at the end of the day, it's hard to decipher between if it's him willingly not wanting to do it because he's just the kid and that's what they do when they don't feel like doing nothing, they don't do it, or is it the autism playing a part in it? And it's so hard to decipher, you guys. The roads, the lines are hella blurred when it comes down to certain aspects of autism. That's why a lot of times our babies get misdiagnosed, because a lot of the symptoms parallel with the ADHD and what's the other one? It's another one out there that they be quick to wanna. Can't think of it right now, but if I do, I'll let y'all know. But it's another one out there that it's so hard to decipher between. Oh yeah, I am at the grocery store, of course, because I need to get more water before this weekend. Because me and my baby go through water like it's going out of style, y'all. I'm sorry about that. It's been kind of cold. It's 37 degrees out here. But yeah, updating on him. He got all threes. Got his grades. He's pretty much A's, B's. I think he got 2 C's. So, and that's in, I think, was it ELA? I know one of them was in math. So I don't know math or social. Either way, he got 2 C's, but for the most part, his grades are good. I don't consider C's bad. I mean, they're passing, but I don't hold stock into that. As long as it ain't no D's and F's, I'm cool with it. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, depending on how much of a struggle that subject is for you, I even let a D pass. I'm sorry, y'all. I was one. My grades were not always the best. You feel me? And you may look at it and say, I did enough in some subjects just to make it through high school. Hello. But as long as he ain't got, because I know, for one, when it comes down to Sheldon, now maybe when he gets a little older and the math gets a little harder, I'll look at a D and be like, okay, son, I know you tried your hardest. But right now, where he's at, he ain't never brought home no D. So let's not start this year. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, if he brought home a D now, I probably had to spike that ass. Yep, I probably would have. Because I know he can do more than that and better than that. But other than that, y'all, I don't want to bring no negative light on it. His grades were awesome and excellent. Of course, y'all know that because y'all know he's smart ass. Y'all know that. Grades were good. Sorry, my lips have been dry. What else about him? They gave me the reports back. They say that what was the first note she gave me was that when he's doing his math, not math work, but when he's doing the test for math, like the big test, like I guess the end of the week test, or however they do their testing. We used to do like big Friday tests, for math, but whatever day they do that, she say he rushes through it, and just so he can get on the iPad. That's they have something, I think it's called Zern or something like that they do little activities on there. So he be quick to want to get on there, so he rushes through his math test, and then he don't do as well. So like I told him, maybe if he did slow down and take his time on his math test, he probably would be having a B in math. And y'all, math is my baby's He got issues with numbers, y'all. Like, if the number is 30, he calls it 13. I would say he dyslexic, but I don't know, because when it comes down to reading, he's pretty decent at it. You know what I'm saying? But is there something with numbers that has a name that I don't know? If not, some of y'all out there educate me. But he has trouble with numbers. Like I say, his teens are okay, like, 13 through 19, he's okay with. But it's like when he gets to the 20s, 30s, hell, it could be 20 and he'll be like 12. It could be 21 and he'll be like 12, and I'll be like, so I don't. That's why I say I don't know if it's dyslexia, because with dyslexia, is that how you say it, y'all? I know dyslexic, but anyway, with that, if it's 21 and you say 12, that's because you're rotating the numbers. You know what I'm saying? But if it's the number 20 and the number 21, he called both of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's weird. I don't know how to fully explain it, but maybe one day when I got him in the car, I'll kind of quiz him and be like, show him a number or something. I don't know. It's strange, and I don't really know how to explain it. But if y'all got what I was trying to get at, let me know what that could possibly be. And the other point they made was that homeboy need to work on his handwriting. That was his ELA teacher. If y'all know what that is, English language arts, I'm quite sure y'all know. Y'all some educated sisters out there. But for those who don't know what ELA is, English language arts, I already knew that was going to be an issue, because it's been a struggle with his handwriting for years. Oh, baby, he can write, but and he's pretty good at spelling. Now, a lot of the times you have to slow down your reading to make out what the word is, because he like his mama. I write it like it sounds if I don't know how to spell it. So he struggles with his handwriting a lot. But I mean, that's any boy. Boys like my daddy right now, him and Sheldon handwriting about the same. Chicken scratch. That's how boys write. But it makes it even harder with Sheldon, because he has thumb issues where his thumb never straightened out. So when he writes, it makes it hard to hold what he's using. So and writing makes it aggravates it to the point where it starts to hurt. So when he was smaller, he was actually both-handed. I don't know if he grew out of it or what, if it became uncomfortable or what it was, but I don't know. I think he was trying to use the other hand to make up for that thumb, and he must have grew out of it or whatever. So I don't know. But that's the update on him and his grades, y'all. He's doing fine in that aspect. Other than this week's hiccups at school, he's been doing great at school. But I had a meeting with his rehab services, which is where his counselor comes from. Did an updated, had to update his files and stuff like that. And talking with the lady, I know I told y'all about that company that was moving here and stuff, but I was waiting on them to get their building together and finish construction and all of that. And so I ended up, I'm just going ahead and give y'all the rundown. Let me drink a sip of water. Might as well. So, because I'm going to do 2 videos today. It's Friday, y'all. My first video is going to be, which by the time this uploads, y'all already probably have seen it uploaded, is YouTuber shout outs, and this video is probably gonna go up later in the day. So yeah. Anyway, was talking with them, and the company or whatever, I ended up getting a denial letter from Medicaid saying that they could not approve me for the hours for the new company. So I was supposed to call them I was supposed to call them at the beginning of the week. I'm slacking, I know. But I ended up not calling them. So then when I had this appointment, the lady mentioned them, and I told her that I had been trying to, get in with them, but they had construction delays and all kind of stuff going on due to COVID and stuff, so it kept getting pushed back. And the lady told me she was gonna contact me, but she never did. So this lady was like, well, you've already been recommended to them. Maybe if I recommend him again, they'll see that, okay, this kid needs the help. And she was like, she didn't understand why. The only thing that she could see why we were denied at first was probably because they needed to evaluate him themselves, and they didn't evaluate him, or he needs to be reevaluated or something like that. But she said she was gonna reach out to the lady and try to see what the issue is, so we can get the ball rolling on there. Because truthfully, his school is doing everything that they possibly can, but they can't do unless the school board allows them to do certain things, you know what I'm saying, or supplies them with certain things to be able to help with shelter. Now here's where the issue comes in at, y'all, and my festivity with, yes, I just made that up, my festivity with the school board. They forced us to go and get this diagnosis, which I'm not saying they forced, because I pushed for it as well. I have been for years trying to get Sheldon tested for autism, but because he was so young, they didn't want to do it. And at that time, it was like you needed a doctor's recommendation. The doctors around here were crap and garbage and weren't doing what they needed to do to send out the recommendations, or they were seeing half the packet and not all the packet. It was just so much, or unfinished paperwork and stuff like that. It was just so much going on. Until they switched the system to where now it's more of a direct link to the parent, from the specialist to the parent. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, that was bull crap. But we finally got the diagnosis, y'all. And then the school board ups and flip the script and do their own analysis on my baby. And deem him, okay, now, we go through CareTech. I don't know if y'all heard of them, but we go through CareTech. And that's how we got his autism diagnosis. He was diagnosed with high functioning autism, amongst some other things. It's behavioral control impulse, where sometimes when it comes to his behavior, it's more of an impulse than, oh, let me stop and think about it. And you know what I'm saying? Like how we sometimes process, but sometimes how you get when you have an impulse. Well, his is uncontrollable. He doesn't know when he's gonna have that outburst a lot of the times. So yeah, we got that. Well, then the school board does their analysis, and whereas CareTech diagnosed him high functioning autism, but yet still on the spectrum, the school board in turn deemed him too high functioning. Let me reiterate that for y'all. They deemed him too high functioning for their requirements to get the proper autism treatment in the school. You wanted us to go and get this diagnosis only so you could tell us, oh, it really doesn't matter anyway. They, instead of them including the autism so that they don't have to bend over backwards and do what they need to do for him, they listed my baby as other impaired. But what is the other, people? What is the other? Let's specify. Let's break this shit down. What does other impaired mean? It could only mean one thing. You're pointing towards the autism without fucking saying it, so you don't have to do what you're required to do by law for my child. So, okay. They do that shit on purpose, y'all. I'm finna tell y'all something. So if you're dealing with this and you having issues in your area, or you're having issues with your school board or even the school, I'm telling y'all this to educate y'all. I didn't know fully my rights in the beginning, but I'm learning as I go. But these people trying to fuck my child, regardless of how much they say, oh, we have Sheldon's best interest at heart. No, y'all set my baby on a 4-hour schedule and y'all just left it there. With the way how my child has been doing these past 3 months, he should be at least going to school until 12:30, 1 o'clock. Because each month we're supposed to have a meeting, y'all. We're supposed to analyze for that month how much progress he's made and adjust his time accordingly. They're not upholding that. He's supposed to be in a room of his peers to help him with his social side of things, his social development. He's in a room by himself with a teacher and an aide. Not upholding your end of the deal. Yet again, we're back at square one. Back at the reason as to why I brought a fucking advocate in the first damn place. Yeah, I'm pissed off, y'all. So now I have to call my advocate this morning and fill her in on what the hell is going on, because she gave them the opportunity. The last time she threw up in their face that she was going to have to reach out to state, they got their ducks in a row. Dotted their I's, crossed their T's real quick. Backpedaled on some shit that we caught them in. But they done let, because 3 months done went by, they done got relaxed. I honestly feel like that. They done got relaxed and my baby done slipped back through the cracks. So it's time for us to refresh their memory as to who Sheldon Frazier is and who the fuck his mama is. Because at this point, I'm tired of playing with them. The school has done their part with what they're given. One thing I can say about his principal, amazing, awesome lady. She makes sure that she informs me of everything. She calls and checks on. If Sheldon don't be at school, she gonna call and, what's going on, mama? Nothing. He just had a doctor's appointment and there wasn't no point in letting him come to school because he was only gonna be there for an hour or two. You know what I'm saying? Because he only go to school 4 hours. I could literally sit in this parking lot and talk to y'all, and before you know it, it'd be like, oh, time to go get Sheldon, y'all. But he ride the bus home. So anyway, his teacher, she has studied my son and found what works for him and what doesn't work for him, and she teaches him accordingly. Now, mind you, I communicate with Miss Jackson, is her name. That's his teacher's name. I communicate with her all the time, just about every day, depending on what's going on. But when I get the parent-teacher conference meeting, I'm talking to people that I don't talk to on the regular. Yeah, those are his teachers. Those are who give him his classwork and his tests and stuff. Miss Jackson is just there to keep him in that solitude setting and teach him on his own level. But I know his homeroom teacher is Miss Cotton. I may have met that lady once. And that was towards the beginning of the year when he had a problem. And she, she met me. The only reason why I know his other teacher, his science teacher, and whatever else subject she teaches, the only reason why I know her is because she's somebody I grew up with. I went to school with this girl. This girl was a friend to me. It's the only reason why I know her. But even yet and still, and then there's another one. But even yet and still, I don't have that daily contact with those ladies because he's not physically in their classroom. They're on the academic side, whereas Miss Jackson is on the babysitting, monitoring, teaching him. She everything. But then when it comes down to the bulk of it and it's time to have a parent-teacher conference, I'm talking to these ladies on the academic side. But isn't Miss Jackson the one who's in the classroom with him, making sure his work gets done? They don't want to label my baby special ed because then they have to do certain requirements as well. I don't want him labeled fully special ed either because I don't want you throwing him away, but you already throwing him away. But they also don't want to consider him regular ed because he is deemed high risk, behavioral issues. But I think it's time that now we get the state in here because giving you guys a chance, and it's confusing for me, so I know it's confusing. And they got more people done pulled up in here, y'all, and I'm trying not to get emotional. I know if it's confusing for my 32-year-old self who's learning this as I go, imagine my autistic child who just made 11, not understanding why his cousin, all his cousins, or all his friends are in classrooms with one another, or in classrooms, and they could talk about, them in the classroom setting, and he can't compare. He can't compare because he's in a classroom with 2 grown women by himself. Y'all. So yeah, I've been sitting here recording for 30 minutes, y'all. And I still have to go in the store. But I'm gonna keep y'all updated and posted on everything. Oh yeah, and on top of all of that, I'm dealing with some issues of my own because I've been, sorry y'all, about to get personal. I've been bleeding on and off for the past 2 weeks. And my side has been hurting. Well, my side has started to hurt. It started hurting yesterday. And that comes and goes. So now I'm like, I gotta call my gynecologist and see if I can get an earlier appointment. Because something is going on with my body. And I don't know. It could be stress. It could be something serious, I've been on this birth control shot. Now, a lot of times birth control shots cause damage within our bodies, or they present problems that, maybe we had, but they bring it to the forefront, or, because of other issues you have mixed with the shot causes the issue. So I have to go get that checked out. Not only that, I have to I have to see my blood pressure doctor monthly until he feels like I'm at a safe enough spot. And you factor all that in, and that's stress induced, you guys. I haven't had a migraine in a while, but Who's that's not to say, and I really need to start back checking my blood pressure on the regular, like I have been. But sometimes checking my blood pressure on the regular scares me because my numbers are alarmingly high. Um, because I'm used to seeing those numbers, I've gotten accustomed to it. But when I go to the doctors or I tell someone what my numbers are, their reaction to my numbers lets me know that that's not okay at all, you guys. It's not okay. It's not safe. It's scary. So I stop checking so much because it's a fear. Like, numbers should not look like that, Charlene. That's not normal. And even though I know it's not normal, because it has become my norm, I don't get as bothered by it until somebody else is like, oh no, that's not right. You are a walking time bomb. But my mama always called me her miracle child, y'all. And I am a walking, living testimony of a miracle. Because some days I don't know how I woke up. This man is watching me cry because he been sitting here the whole time, y'all. I guess he trying to see if I'm okay. But I'm a walking time bomb, and I know that. Which is why when it comes to my child, I'm so lax in so many ways, because the worst thing in the world is for me to lose my cool and get to fussing at him and have a stroke or a heart attack right there in front of him. That would kill my baby. That would hurt him. That would spook him. Because one of his fears is me dying. Not him dying, me dying. But anyway, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here because I've been recording for 35 minutes now. And I was not planning on doing this. But I know it's been a while since I updated y'all on children and what's been going on. And I know, I claim to be a everything channel, but I started off saying that, I am a single mother to an autistic child. And I want to bring awareness to autism in the black community. Not leaving nobody else out, but I'm just saying I see that there's a problem when it comes to autism in our community the most. When I go on YouTube and search up autism, a lot of the families that pop up, and see, there's another thing. A lot of the times, it be families. Majority of the time, I come across families with an autistic child. And they're other race. I found one. I mean, I guess because I don't go deep diving and searching. But I found one person of color with autism, and they're a grown woman who her name is Jen from Rebranding Autism. I don't know if she's changed her name. I know at one point she was thinking about changing her name, and I haven't watched her in a while because that whole YouTube algorithm thing. I'll be watching somebody for a while, and then it's like, as soon as you watch another video, they remove them from your... It's a whole thing. Yeah. But, I watched her, and she gives me hope for the future for my baby. But, truth be told, she's in a facility. She's living in her own house, but it's like a campground. But it's a facility for disabilities, and they have caretakers there with them, take them to the store when they need to, pay their bills and stuff like that. teach them how to manage their money. Cause she be ordering off of Amazon and everything, y'all. She be living life, you know. It's just that she's on a compound, on a facility grounds or whatever. So it gives me hope that there is something out there for him, just in case he can't fully do it on his own. But my ultimate goal is to get him to a point where he can, but that's not a guarantee, you guys. So I have to face reality with a lot of things when it comes down to my baby. And that is why I'm taking necessary steps to make sure that financially, when I do close my eyes permanently, that he's going to be okay. That he's going to, long as don't nobody take advantage. Financially, he's going to be okay. To where, even if it's my nephew who has to take over looking out for him for whatever reason, financially Sheldon will be okay. Because he won't be a burden on anybody financially. Alright, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and get off of here because the more I think about it, the more I talk about it, the worse it gets. Oh, God. This is raw, uncut me, you guys. Like, these are the things that worry me. And it's only being brought out because I've talked about this numerous times, you know, without getting emotional. But it's just the simple fact of go from a moment like this morning, him just having an attitude with me for no reason, and get to the school. Y'all see our mornings and how they go. But to get to the school and I tell him, even though I was angry because of how he was speaking to me, I pushed all that aside and I still, you know, have a good day, son. I love you. And he just closed the door like as if I didn't even matter. Like I was a piece of shit in his way. But then I'm still left with, as the parent and as the adult and the guardian, I'm left with having to make sure that he gets the proper education that he deserves. And I'm looking out for the future so that financially he'll be okay. And it's like he knows I do a lot, but it's like he doesn't process it and understand. So that leaves me in a place where I have to still do it, but it hurts to know that I do all that I can for him, and then he can wake up one morning and just feel like he could talk to me any kind of way just because he's not feeling the day, or because he didn't want to wake up and I was the person who woke him up. So yeah, let me go ahead and go on this story, y'all, because this is not how I wanted this to go. So I was gonna take y'all in the store with me. I was going to kind of do like little clips that will be for Saturday's video, but I think that I'm gonna do the YouTuber shout out this morning, and then I'll upload this for later. I have another video for Saturday, a more fun video, you guys. So, but yeah, I think I needed to release that out there. I needed to update y'all on that, and I needed to let it out. No matter how I may feel about crying on, filming. But don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell to be notified, share with your people so they can share with their people. People, come on. Let's help this beautiful family of gems grow. In the meantime, in between time, y'all already know what it is. I'll